On the air with me right now from the Mason Conservation District, Kevin Schmelzlen. Good morning, Kev.
Good morning.
How are you?
Doing great.
Busy. We talked with you on Friday about some things that you're got going on with the school district, but today with the Conservation District, you're talking about an upcoming plant sale that you got going on. Tell me about this.
Yeah, this is our annual native plant sale with the Mason Conservation District, and we host this plant sale as a way to really get more native plants out into the community and throughout the county. We work with a lot of property owners at the Conservation District, and often one of the number one best management practices that we recommend is less invasive species. They tend to have roots that aren't very suitable for soil stabilization, and we say let's get more native plants in there, and there's erosion control benefits, there's water quality benefits, there's pollination benefits. So we're just trying to get more native plants into the community.
So native plants are ones that have traditionally been here over the millennia, not necessarily even in the last maybe 100 years. The first non-native plant that pops into my head always is scotch broom,
right,
for whatever reason, probably because I'm super allergic to it, so I think about it often. And that is an invasive species that has come to the state and has taken over. What are some other ones that are commonly found in people's houses and yards and land here in Mason County?
Actually have a little flyer for
you got
that.
A cheat sheet, huh?
Yeah.
I see what's going on.
But
there.
Scotch broom, Himalayan blackberry, English ivy, knotweed are some that come to mind as real problem invasive species, noxious weeds, and cause quite a bit of issues. I mean, obviously Scotch broom's taken over, Himalayan blackberry's taken over both urban areas as well as rural areas, and they spread really quickly and have their own issues that come along with them.
All right, so I want to completely eradicate all the invasive species from my yard. Should I do this myself, or do I need to call somebody that is able to then get rid of these plants safely? I don't want, I don't think they're pollinating now, so if I cut stuff, I don't think the pollen will go places, but maybe it will. What do people need to do?
That's a great question. For knotweed, Japanese knotweed, or any other kind of knotweed, I would highly recommend calling Mason Conservation District or the Mason County Noxious Weed Control Board, and we can help work with you on the best way to get rid of that knotweed. But for most things, Scotch broom, we actually have Scotch broom pullers for rent for free at the Conservation District. Himalayan blackberries, you can basically just hack them down and then dig up the roots.
Okay.
For a lot of these, you can basically cut them and pull out the roots, and you're going to be okay. But we do recommend then planting native plants in their place, because if you just have this disturbed bit of land where you used to have that noxious weed, let's say Himalayan blackberry, it's going to come back again, most likely, unless you get something there to outcompete it, to create shade. And so that's part of the time when we recommend putting in these native plants.
Are these native plants, are they as good looking as the other plants?
Oh, yeah. A lot of times better looking. For me, Scotch broom's pretty for about a month and a half.
Yeah.
It's pretty ugly the rest of the year.
I agree.
A lot of our native plants have color in their foliage, longer throughout the year. They have a lot of the same benefits, or even greater, usually better benefits for pollinators. But aesthetically, there's a wide variety, and this is the Pacific Northwest. We had many, great diversity of plants, and wide range of colors and uses and benefits to these plants.
How far out is the range until it's not considered a native plant? So I'm saying Oregon plants, Idaho plants, Northwest plants, okay. When we get to maybe California or Utah, some of these, how far away does it not become a native plant anymore?
For our purposes, for the native plant sale,
sure.
These are plants that grow well in Mason County. They're from Western Washington.
Okay.
But when we're talking about native plants in general, we're typically not too worried about planting a plant that grows in Oregon, in Washington. Usually those plants, they have that same level of competition if they were to move up here. There's a reason they have it naturally already spread up for the most part, whereas you bring a plant from a similar environment in, say, Europe and bring it over here, it's going to have a totally different environment, totally different predators or competition or lack of generally. So yeah, it's going to be much different issues from another continent versus Oregon or California or Idaho.
Oh, okay, interesting. All right, tell me when this plant sale is and where can people go and then start picking these things up?
Well, you can order right now at masoncd.org. That's Mason CD as in Conservation District.org, and you can order through February 14th. Which is Valentine's Day. So
it sure is.
Yeah, so order your honey a nice native plant or 5 or 10, and they're really quite affordable. They range from $3.99 for a 5-pack of native plants, a bundle of 5 bare root plants, and the most expensive is only $11 something for a bundle of 5. So just about $1 to $2 per plant, and these can be picked up on February 24th or February 25th at the Mason Conservation District in the Port of Shelton.
Very nice. Kevin Schmelzlen from the Mason Conservation District talking about the upcoming native plant sale. Thank you much. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you too.
Have a great week.
Thank you too.
Do you know you have access to the fastest internet in Washington State? Switch to iFiber Communications right now and take advantage of our special offers. Pay only $29.95 for 100 megabit high-speed internet, or get 3 months of internet absolutely free. That's right, $29.95 for 100 megabit speeds or 3 months of internet free. Shop, stream, and game like never before with iFiber Communications high-speed internet. Call 360-427-4000 or check us online at ifiber.tv. Subject to credit approval, valid on a 24-month contract.